Most couples therapists don't have a referral problem. They have an offer problem and nobody told them. If your practice is inconsistent, busy, 1 month, slow the next, and you genuinely can't explain why, just stay with me for the next few minutes because what I'm going to show you is probably not what you think it is. Here's what therapists do when the calendar starts looking thin. They think, I need more traffic, more referrals, get on more directories, run Google ads, post on Instagram, start a blog, make more videos. And I understand that instinct. It's logical. Empty slots equal not enough clients equal not enough people finding you. But what if traffic isn't the problem? What if you added 100 new people to your funnel tomorrow and the practice still felt unstable 6 months from now? That's what happens when the offer is broken. More traffic just accelerates the leak. Think about it this way. If someone comes to you for a few individual sessions, stays like 6 weeks, and then they leave, that client might have been worth a few $100s in what's called lifetime value. Someone who stays 2 years could be worth tens of thousands, right? A couple who stays long enough to actually do the work, even higher. But with a session-by-session model, you have almost no control over which one you get. The client decides when they're done. And a lot of the time, they leave before the work takes hold. Like someone who joins a gym, goes twice, decides it doesn't work, and then cancels, right? You did good clinical work, they left before it landed. That's not a referral problem. That's a structural problem with what you basically sold them. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think about the last time your practice felt genuinely stable, not just full, but stable, where you weren't doing the math in your head every month. Was it when you had more referrals, or was it when you had clients who were committed to a real arc of care and the arc of the work? The practices that I see thriving in our Practice Magnet program almost all made one shift before anything else. They stopped selling hour-by-hour sessions as their primary offer, and they built something with a structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Something where the client understands what they're committing to and why. Something where you control the arc of the work instead of hoping they come back next week. That might be something similar to a couple's intensive. It might be a structured program. It might be something that involves recurring revenue. The format matters less than the principle. You are selling a transformation, not a time slot. When you have that kind of offer, a few things happen. Serious clients say yes more readily because the offer is clear. Clients who say yes actually get better outcomes because they stay long enough. And your monthly revenue becomes more predictable in a way that session-by-session income structurally cannot be. So I wrote a book about this. It's called Make More Offers. It follows a fictional LCSW named Luke, a good clinician, clients like him, a practice that just won't stabilize though. And through a series of realizations, some of it his own work and some from just watching completely unrelated industries, he figures out that the offer itself is the problem. Not his skills, not his marketing, the structure of what he's selling. There's a link in the description if you want to go deeper, but let's keep going because I want to talk about traffic, because traffic does matter. It's just not in the order that people think. Once you have an offer that actually works, and I put that at roughly 90% of what creates financial stability for a business, then you're ready to think seriously about traffic. So let's talk about it. And here's the question most therapists never ask. What is the quality of the traffic I'm getting? I've been in Google Ads space since 2005. I've been trained by some of the best direct response marketers in the world. And one of the first things you learn when you study this seriously is that the best marketers are simply the ones who know their numbers. You cannot improve what you're not measuring. I'm doing consultations all the time with therapists that are looking at coming into our program, and most that I talk to have no idea why they were full in March and slow in June. They don't know which source produced their best clients. They don't know what their consult to client conversion rate is. And because they don't know, every slow month feels like a crisis with no diagnosis or way to fix it. So let me show you the pattern that we're seeing for the last couple of years now. Someone finds you through Google Ads, let's say. It's cold traffic. Then they Google your name. What they see is your Psychology Today profile. They land on your website, and ideally at some point they encounter several other things. Ideally, what's great is long-form video of you teaching something, just talking like the way you would in session, something that lets them sample who you are before they ever contact you. Having a Psychology Today profile by itself is not a marketing strategy. Having a web footprint that gives someone multiple ways to find you, sample you, and trust you before the conversation, that's a marketing strategy. Weekly therapy, a structured program, a couples intensive. Each one of those serves a different client at different stages of readiness. The practices that thrive are the ones offering all three, not just one. In social media traffic, yes, it works, but it takes longer to convert, which means you need a mechanism to stay in front of those people over time. In Practice Magnet, we teach email for that. Not glamorous, but it works. And we have software to keep it running while you're in the room doing the actual clinical work. Let me make this concrete. A solo couples therapist making around $15,000 a month or more in revenue, and I know a number of them, is not doing anything exotic. They're doing three things consistently. They have an offer that couples can easily say yes to, not just sessions, something with a structured timeline, a clear outcome, and a price that reflects the full value of the transformation rather than an hourly rate. They have a web footprint that works for them between sessions, not just a directory profile, a site, some content, some video, something that earns trust before anyone picks up the phone. And they track their numbers every month. Consult conversion rate, source of best clients, what shifted when things slow down. They treat it like the CEO of a small business, because that's what they are. That's the whole model. It is not complicated, but most therapists are missing one of those three things, and it keeps them in the same cycle. Full 1 month, slow the next, no idea why. This is exactly what we've been teaching since 2018, and it works specifically for couples therapists because the economics are different. The lifetime value of a customer is higher, the transformation is bigger, the potential to build real offers around that work is enormous. And most therapists in this space haven't even touched it yet. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Is your practice slow because not enough people know you exist? Or is it slow because the people who find you aren't being given a real reason to stay? That might be kind of a hard question, but I want you to sit with it. The best place to learn more about this philosophy, it starts in my book, Make More Offers. It's written as a story, it's a quick read, and by the end, you'll see a practice model through a completely different lens. Not because I told you what to think, but because you watched Luke work it out himself. And you'll probably recognize a lot of your own practice in his. The link is in the description. Like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.